Well, hello, happy Monday, everyone, and welcome to Monday Night Therapy with Minnie and Fred. Hi, Fred.
Hello, how's everybody doing today? Tonight, whatever it is.
How are we doing? Well, we almost beat Michigan by just that much. We were that close. We almost eked it out.
Very, very frustrating. Yes. Well, at least you got to go to a home game loss, so you got that off your bucket list, right?
How did you know it wasn't even on my bucket list prior to this
Well,
weekend?
it's part of rite of passage being a Husker fan, so you
Yeah.
know, take the bitter with the sweet, as they say.
You know what, though? There were so many positives. And I am here to say one thing. One thing. I got to get this off my chest because it has been driving me crazy because I hear a bunch of negativity across Husker Nation. And hi, Willie. Thanks for joining us. I think that any team in the Big Ten would be afraid to play us right now. I think we are dangerous.
You said dangerous. I think your mic cut out for a second. I
No,
didn't. You said,
I
wow.
did say dangerous.
Ooh, yeah, I don't know about that. We have some weapons and we have some good things, but and we knew you'd highlight that. And he did play very well. He played great considering what he had to work with. Yes.
I was there. Oh no, it wasn't after the game, guys. It was Friday night. Husker Chuck. I was there.
Who all
Wrong.
showed up for it?
Well, not many. It rained
Yeah.
that night,
Oh,
and
that's right.
so Wrinkly Beef,
Oh,
Aaron Rostowski, Andy, a couple others that I kind of forget some names. Connor was there, and yeah, it was just a nice little meetup. But yes, there's Wrinkly Beef and his dog Bailey, and she's the avatar. Look at her. She's so cute.
look at that.
She's 6 years old, and I got to pet her. She's so
Oh,
cute.
well, that's nice.
Yeah. Yeah, that was really great. Yeah, 7 sacks. I get it. 7 sacks. That's where the problem is, isn't it?
Yeah, we're not going to win that. What was that? The Rob Lowe, whatever offensive line of the year award that you talked about in
Rob Lowe.
preseason. You mentioned something. It was the Roger Lowe, Rob Mo. I don't know something. And
We'll
I
go with
was like,
Rob
I'd never
Lowe.
heard of it, and that's because we've never won it, and I don't think we're in any danger of winning it this year. They got to fix it. Um, yeah, it's frustrating to see how it went. This is the thing, not to be an "I told you so" person, but early on, I said I was very concerned about the offensive line, and I think Pocket Presence is actually the name of his version of Axe body spray. I think it's called Pocket Presence.
Presents.
Yeah, and they shoot it like a Calvin Klein video on the beach, and it's lots of beads of sweat. It's pretty titillating.
Titillating, really? You had to use that word. Okay. You
First
know,
thing comes to mind when I think of Dylan. So
really? Okay.
no,
It's not the first thing that comes to mind when I think of Dylan. I think nice hair, great
yeah,
arm, great jeans. We can go on and on,
yeah,
but
we could, but we only got an hour, so yeah.
um no, the image that's going to stick in my mind for a long time is, yeah, when he got tangled up, got brought down, and he was so frustrated. He saw the play, he was going to make the throw, and they bring him down, and he's like, he rolls over his head, and he's like, damn it, I could see it. And he's just like wanting to spike the ball because he's so pissed.
hmm I mean, that's the thing that's troubling. We can have all the great weapons and receivers and a great quarterback, but if you can't protect them to run the offense, and that's where it's frustrating because I'd mentioned it on Carrickers in the chat on his show, and he didn't read the whole thing because he thought I was disparaging Prohaska, and I wasn't. But I just said when we have 3 oars at left tackle and none of them are great, and then we got a guy at right tackle who's been injured forever, and he's a warrior out there playing. I'm not saying he's bad, but if that's our best options, and the tackles were continually just getting killed, that's a problem. Like, that's a staff problem. It's coaching, and it's also coaching in the fact that they can't get Pritchett ready to be the starter after 4 weeks. Like, that's a problem, you know? Yeah,
Yeah.
strong, yeah.
Um, I'm
Think
we
my
all know that I lost my mind a long time ago. That's why I'm still here. But 286 yards given up on the ground by our D line, and Dylan getting sacked 7 times, plus the missed field goal hurts. I know it hurts. Say otherwise. It's not a perfect game. I didn't say
Mm,
it was a perfect game. I said we're dangerous. We need to protect our quarterback. Number one, we gotta do a better job at that. And we know that our defensive line is not as strong as other defensive lines. That's okay. That's not the
mm.
end of the world. We just need to score points, right? I mean,
That and yeah, and
I feel
scheme
like
around it, like, scheme around it too. The D-line isn't as big, and we've been doing it since week 1 with the stunts and the twists, and they work if you get there, but if you don't get there, it leaves the gaps that the guys hit the big run. So it's
Mhm.
like, that's something schematically they can probably fix. You're still never gonna replace Nash and, Ty. I mean, 2 huge dudes that just took up space and blockers, but
Mhm.
they're smart enough to scheme around it, I would think. Now with the offensive line, I have no clue what's gonna happen there. Haas had talked about moving people around a little bit. Maybe that works, but
Well, it's
I'm
confusing why Pritchett isn't playing more.
I think it's still the false start thing, and they can't coach it out of him for whatever reason, and my friends and I discussed this too, and it's like, is that the best option we could get? And so many times with Rule, it seems like we go with the second or third thing because we can't get the first. Because I know we were in on the kid that ended up going to Oregon, which that's easy to lose somebody to Oregon. They got the Nike money and they're the hot shit team of, the week. Then we lost the other offensive lineman kid to Kentucky, which is quizzical because they can't have the money we do, I wouldn't think. So it's like, is it a money thing? Is it appeal? Like, but it felt like we had 3 options. We got the worst of the 3, and this is it. And then we also like didn't really look at getting anybody on the D line to replace people who we lost. We just hoped that the guys we had could fill that void.
That's the problem. And I think Rule alluded to that today in his press conference. I mean, he basically said, look, we could only afford one running back. And I went to the guys today and I want to know who's RB2. I need a clear RB2.
Mhm.
And, he said that they basically couldn't afford to pay another running back the same that they're paying Emmett, which is exactly what and that's a problem in the Big
Mhm.
Ten. You gotta have 2 we saw Michigan even did. I mean, they had Justice Hayes, but then they had, that Marshall guy, Jordan Marshall, who's
Yeah.
right behind him, just picking up the slack, just driving home those runs, and it's like, that's exactly what we need to do, but we couldn't
Yeah.
afford to do it for whatever reason.
And that's the problem with the nil era. At some point there will be haves and have nots. And the thing about Rule that's great is he's a builder of players and he builds talent and develops it, but you don't have the time to do it anymore. We get somebody who's good and they're going to bolt. I mean, I worry about Latif leaving because we got Dayton coming in. We got that Trey Thomas kid coming in. He'll be the odd man out. So it's like different spots
Mhm.
like that.
I don't know.
Nebraska
Nebraska's
Strong is
strong.
on
He
one. He's
wants
more
to
negative
argue.
than me after the
No
game.
one, no one's scared of us. I think people are. I think if we're putting up 30 points a game, that means that they need to put up 30 points a game. I mean, our secondary is holding up really well. It's just our defensive line, and like Fred said, you can scheme around that.
We can, and a thing too, I think Haas and Jake and Greg talked about it last night, was that maybe it is time to just kind of unleash it and go to that actual air raid and just throw it.
That's yeah,
Like throw it, and because to me the offense we've seen so far doesn't remind me of things I've seen out of Holgerson in prior stints.
Texas
Seemed like
Tech.
got rid of it quicker, yeah, rid of it quick and draws and quick hitters and tunnel screens, and they had so many drops that were like 7-step drops. Looked like the old Oakland Raiders from the 70s. It was like he dropped back so far And then it was perfect that ends just killed our tackles and he gets wiped out like 7 times. Like, so where's the quick hitting plays? Like, that's where I was struggling. And I didn't mind going for it on 4th down in the beginning. I know a lot of people were mad about that. I didn't mind it. You just got to execute, but we can't in short yardage, you know.
No, short yardage isn't going to get it for us. I mean, that Hail Mary to Barney, and I just had to highlight this because I agree. You know, we need to kind of leave Latif out of it for now because he is working his way up to where Dylan is. Dylan could be an NFL. He showed that he could be an NFL quarterback. He just needs to be protected. But I wanted to mention that Hail Mary before half. Boy, if that, I thought for sure that was going to be a momentum swing. I thought they were going to come out of half and, you know, with it tied at half, that they would come out strong. Well, I forgot that Michigan won the coin toss and they deferred. And oh, that made us start off so slow, you know, with our back against the wall. And then they had that 16 drive play.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, it was yeah, it well, that was the thing, most of their scores were big plays, but then finally they just hunkered down and just beat us down, and that was painful to watch. I mean, what's dangerous about our team is it's, like, dangerous to my bar tab when I go watch it because I dropped a lot of money watching this game, and it was just like it sucked, you know? It's and that's true. Keen is right. They do have fight. They're again, we missed the field goal, but he hit another one late, you know. So it's like it wasn't like usual where it's a continual cascade of failure. So there's that. But now we just got to fix the. Everybody says the Jimmies and Joes. You know, get some better people in there. Not saying the people we have are bad, but
make
they
sure
got
they're
pushed
playing,
around
yeah,
on
make sure
Saturday,
they're playing the right position. It
and
could
that
just
too.
be a matter of just, you know, switching some things up. And I think they're going to take a look. I mean, Dylan said after the game on Saturday, he hates that there's all this time in between, you know, now
Mhm,
they have the bye week and it's that loss is going to sting even longer. They can't go
mhm.
back out and fight it, you know, which it sounds like, yeah, to what Aaron Keene says, this team does have a lot of fight. But I just think that it's good for them to have this time to really figure out the positions and where everybody fits best.
Mhm.
It's only our 4th game, guys.
Yeah, and that's true. And like you said, figure out where people belong. So maybe they could switch some guys on the offensive line around. I don't, I can't remember. There was a couple moving tackles. I forget what they were talking about. Swapping Pritchett to the right side, something. But that'll give them time to work on that, you know, and work on stuff on defense. Maybe to be a little bit more creative or a little more I don't know, we're creative, but it just doesn't working. Like, I'm missing tackles. Like, work on tackling if you can. Like, I know there's rules and different things now for what they can do. There were so many missed tackles or arm tackles where most of the Michigan guys were sticking our people pretty good, just taking them down.
Can we just all agree that Michigan has a fantastic defense? They have a good defense. Maybe it's their defensive coordinator. Who knows? But they know how to tackle. They know how their running backs know how to break tackles. I mean, it takes 5 guys to bring the running backs down. They have
Yeah,
some good running backs and they have a good defense.
they have solid players. They have strong players. I mean, it's I don't know far strength and conditioning, but again, you got to have guys with size too. You know, you
Mhm.
can build them up as much as you want, but you need to have heft and weight in there. And the running backs are heavy. They've
He says,
I love
nope.
it when I'm not around in chat because David Matney can be he can be the naysayer,
He's like, he is
the
absolutely,
doomer.
we are not going for that many. Oh my gosh. What does this one say? Something about Hausman.
Oh, he was one of the best in last week as far as linebacker grades. Yeah, I know.
Of course.
I think he made a handful of plays, and I think we juked him once, but otherwise he pretty much, he didn't have like a whale of a game, but he played really well.
What was that
Um,
one call where they were going to call like I think it was a personal foul of something? And
Oh, they were gonna call
talked him out of
something
it.
on them, and then they just waved it off.
Yeah,
Or they were, or for us, it was a chop block, but then they didn't call it. There were like 2 different, one for each side, and they waved them off, and I saw something about how the Big Ten officials apologized for something that
that's
was
what it
against
was.
us. It shouldn't have been. I don't remember what it was, but
It was targeting.
oh, the targeting thing was nonsense. Yeah, because somebody else, there was the USC, Michigan State, and a guy, I think, in that game, and looked more tame than what happened in our game and didn't get
Mhm.
called, you know? And I get frustrated with that because it's like, how do people know how to even hit anymore? And
So
that
true.
dude, by the rule, is head to head, but then they said, then now this new thing is like he had transitioned to a runner, so he wasn't a receiver
Oh,
anymore. Like,
that one, yeah,
I've
it's
never even heard that before. That's bullshit. So I was just like, whatever.
so he gained possession of the ball. He
Yeah.
had it in this and then he there were some calls like that I'm like, okay, they're schooling me. You can't step out of bounds and then get back in bounds in
Oh
order
yeah.
to that's what happened with Isaiah Hunter.
Mhm.
I mean, it's like, whoa, where are all these rules coming from? It's like,
Well,
you
that
don't
one's been
have
around forever.
have you
That one's
seen
been around forever. So yeah.
okay, but have you seen the National Lampoon's Vegas Vacation where
Oh yeah.
Clark
Yeah.
Griswold goes to that like backwards casino
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
he has to like guess the number 1 through 10.
Yeah.
Like the rules are all kind of moving around. That's what I
That
felt like.
that's what all the targeting stuff is to me, because I had never even heard that. And it wasn't a situation where he caught the ball and took several steps and then got hit. And even then, if you get hit head to head, it's targeting. So it's like, you have to pick the number game. That is, it's always wrong. But yeah, that was, I mean, we didn't help ourselves. But then again, we played with a handful of mistakes and we still lost by 3. So there's that. But from my perspective, I just want to win, like get it over with.
Oh, I think we have a pretty good chance against Michigan State, you know?
Ooh, I hope so,
Um,
Tony.
yeah. And poor Tony, he's here because of I assume because Minnesota's not doing so hot.
Oh, what happened to them? They lose again?
You know what? I have to double check, but I think they did.
I thought they lost to Cal like 2 weeks ago, but I
Did.
don't know what
They
happened to
did.
them this week.
They
I know
did.
Burt Bielema got beat up on pretty bad. That was pretty funny.
Oh, okay. Okay. Can we talk about that game for a second? We'll go
Yeah.
back. We'll go back to Michigan, Nebraska, because
Mhm.
I was there and I want to talk about some things. But I cannot believe how bad Indiana made Illinois look. They made
Yeah.
them look like they don't even know how to play football.
I didn't see really much of it. I saw it on Slack and I saw a couple other people text me the score, and I thought Illinois was supposed to be the it team, and they just got boat raced, amazingly so. Um, yeah. Yeah, Signetti said something too. Then they asked him about Iowa this week. He goes, "Oh, that'll be a much tougher test, or something
Yes,
like that, or that'll be a real game, or something." Yeah,
I think it's
yeah.
so crazy. I mean, I would not if you would have told me that that was going to happen, there's no way I would have believed
Mhm.
you prior to
No,
that.
no. I figured Bielema was starting to get his big, strong type of team going, and it would catch Indiana in its second year. Maybe nobody's taking them for granted, and I thought, oh, okay, they could grind them down, but I was not expecting that type of a performance.
I have a feeling that
Ooh.
David Matney is saying this tongue in cheek.
I don't know. He might be serious.
I don't think
I
he is.
Tell us, if you blink twice if you're serious, Matney. I wanna hear it.
I think he's saying that because Matt Rule has.
Oh,
Am I
well,
right, David Matney?
that's what Haas and those guys were saying last night. The podcast is really cool, but then you lose a game, and then everybody's gonna say, "Why are you wasting time on the podcast?" I mean, he's building the brand and he's doing all the
I
things, but
mean, you have to. We need the money. We need the money. Obviously, he said it today. We need the money. You got to bring eyes to Nebraska. You got to do everything you can.
yeah, they're trying. I mean, but yeah, it's just I don't know. I don't know if it's an arms race that we can win. At some point, it's like
Okay,
it's
now Nebraska Strong, you can give me crap, but when you start wanting to bring things
wow.
in here,
Ooh,
then you and I have problems, okay?
man. That's wild.
That's
Although
not
I would trade the
even
results for sure. I would trade the results. Wow.
Yeah, what Dave's here says. He says, "I'd rather lose than have a guy like Signetti." Me too. I'd rather I'd rather go through the last decade of fandom than have Signetti. I don't want him as a coach.
You know what? So long as he runs a clean program, I'm fine with it. If you're a jerk and you win, good. Bo was a jerk, but he didn't win the important games, so it got old. Signetti wins. I'm fine with it if he doesn't have any, off the field stuff going on.
Well, I'm telling you, I don't care for that attitude. I still don't. It just rubs me the wrong way whenever he made fun of Nebraska last year. Okay? I just you know what? Big Ten Media Days, he's lucky he was surrounded by people. Otherwise,
Oh,
I would have had to go give him a
you're
piece of
gonna
my mind.
you're gonna shank him. That is a good question, Keen. What is Signetti doing that we aren't, rather than winning? That's probably for the chat because I haven't watched enough of
Scoring
Indiana
points.
other than,
Didn't you hear what he said at halftime? What's the plan? They're down. They're up like 33-7.
Mhm.
He goes, what's the plan? What do you think you're going to come back and do? He goes, score more. We need to score more points. And they did. They scored 30 more points.
Well, that's not much different than Rule when he went off on the team against Akron, telling him we needed to go out and go for the throat. So it's like they're kind of similar there.
Okay. But
Matt's just nicer about what he says. That's
in a
what it is.
nicer way. In a nicer way. A way I can get behind. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
Here's
we're
what
not going to trade. We're not going to get a new
no.
coach. That's not going to happen.
Here's the difference between Indiana and Nebraska. Indiana has the largest alumni base in all of the country for college athletics. So you try and go up against that.
How is that even so? Like, I can't. That just doesn't compute to me. I mean, we have that Pede guy behind us, and he's like a billionaire or
You know, the
something. And
largest alumni
yeah,
base. They have
I
more people
guess.
going to that school and graduating from that school.
Hmm. So I guess somehow Signetti was his one season wonder was enough to turn it around. But I've never heard about their nil money or anything. To me, it just seems like he got a lot of his players from wherever, brought them with. They clicked. I don't know.
Anything he needs, he gets.
Oh,
I'm sure Matt Rule is thinking anything I need, there's only a certain amount of money. There's
I
only
would.
a certain
Yeah.
amount. Have
I
you
just
you
I
you
still can't imagine Indiana's limitless money. I just can't. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I'll have to research. I'll Greggle it when the show's over. How's
regular
that?
this is what Signetti said at Big Ten Media Days. He's bragging about how much money Indiana has.
Hmm.
Yep.
Okay.
What?
Hmm.
What is this? What did Pete where did that go? Pitt Snipe Husker says this therapy office needs an exit room for the criers. They still crying. I think it was something Minnie said. I think I've roughed people the wrong way tonight. I don't
We're
know
rubbing people the wrong way. You hurt Pitt. If you can hurt Pitt, that's saying something because he's made it pretty stern stuff. Last I checked.
how. All right, guys. Um, okay, so I have a couple of notes. Well, one thing I wanted to say is guess what? I got to meet Luke Lindenmeyer's mom
Oh,
and talk with her for a bit at halftime. And she was telling me it's so cute, because the mom doesn't stop being a mom. She's like, yeah, he missed something or other, and I'm sure that he won't do that again. But I'm sure they're talking in half about how Dylan needs to get the ball out quicker.
Mhm. Yeah. Well,
There you
that's a
go.
mom that
There you
knows
go.
football from the sound of it, so
Oh
that's
yeah,
pretty cool.
yeah. It was really neat. I asked her why, because I saw them at the game at Cincinnati or at Arrowhead, and I said, "Why were you hanging out with Camden Eckernott's parents?" I guess they went to the same high school, so they
Oh,
knew each other that way. I didn't realize that. So, kind of a small world.
it is a small world. Very cool. So you
Yeah.
saw them at the Cincinnati game or you saw them at the Michigan game?
Well, I met her at the Michigan game. I
Oh,
saw her at the. I'm not stalking. I'm not doing that. It's just okay, so I was talking with Connor Hayden, and he is friends with the Lindenmeyers, and
ah,
they met us at halftime, and so that's how I got talking with her. Long story.
okay.
Yeah. And I said, I think I saw you at the Cincinnati game. And she's like, yeah, that was me. And I asked, well, why were you walking with, Eckernott's parents? So that's where that came from.
No, David Matney has a really good question.
Where's that? Let's see.
927. When are we going to peel off the Band-Aid and seriously look at our O-line coach? Ooh, you just done put the cat amongst the pigeons, David Matney.
Yeah. I
Uh,
suppose this is the question.
the last night, Greg and Haas and Jake had said, and people in the chat already know, they suggested that maybe Rule would quote unquote get him some help, like he got Satterfield help in the form of Holgerson to kind of come in, and how he got Tony White help by bringing in Phil Snow.
Hmm.
So just a thought, maybe there's somebody he could bring in to you know look at it from a different angle, perhaps.
I love that idea. You know
I
why I love
mean,
that idea? Because a assistant coach is still going to make less than a lineman. I
hmm
mean, that's sad. But go ahead, bring in as much help as we can get.
and we can have like unlimited assistants or
Mhm.
analysts or whatever they call them anymore. So I mean, maybe another set of eyes. I mean, I know Rule said that he kept Riola Donovan from Frost because there's like four ways to coach blocking, and the one that Riola does is the one that Rule believes in or whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, we got a quarterback that shares the same last name, and then that quarterback's brother is going to come here too. So some part of it just kind of feels like we really hope this would work. And it's just, I mean, between whatever we're getting for people and whatever they're doing to work on them, it's just not working. I mean, he's been here for 4 years. He was here 1 year before, so it's like, I don't know. I struggle with that because I want him to do well, but
Yeah.
we're just not seeing results over there.
Well, I like what people are bringing up here. I guess Brian Ferentz was brought up. He actually can't. That don't laugh
Oh,
because
I'm waiting for the backlash to start. I'm not laughing at that. I'm just waiting for the torrent of,
he's
doom.
been at Nebraska. He's been to some of our coaches' clinics. Did you know
Oh,
that?
that's right. That's right. He did come here, yeah, a little while back, a couple years ago or something. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
people thought, oh, maybe we're looking to hire him at that point for something. I would
Mhm.
love that. I don't know if he would take a job like that as an assistant coach, but
Yeah.
that would make great sense.
He probably had a pretty hefty buyout or whatever happened at Iowa when he was gently exited, but yeah, I mean, everybody says he's a great O-line coach.
Husker Bob.
Honestly, I like Husker Bob's thinking. I think Milt could still probably get more out of him than what we got going on right now. So there's no, yeah, The
Yeah.
name I brought up was Bill Callahan, just because I find him amusing as hell because he was such a shitty head coach, but he's one of the best offensive line coaches, like, across
He
the board,
he
college, pros, whatever. He's amazing at that one thing.
he's a offensive line coach for his son in the NFL.
Mhm. Yeah.
I don't think he's coming back to Nebraska anytime soon.
No, no,
Sweet
he
kid.
would never. I just I thought it was a fun, but it's like somebody who's actually good though that I could say, "Yeah, they're really good." Well, he's probably pretty freaking old at this point.
Yeah. I never really knew much about Milt Tenopir, but I do know that he wrote a heck of a book because the people that have it, they covet it. They're like, "This is mine." Like, kind of like the the Lord of the Rings, like, my
Yeah.
ring is precious.
They're precious. Yeah, that's huge. I've always wanted to try and get my hands on that book too. I never really looked into getting it, but I heard it was a difficult get, so I just kind of have given up on it, but yeah.
All right. Well, okay, so another thing is, there were a couple playmakers that they had. Honestly, if you compare our quarterback with their quarterback, still our quarterback is better. Just hands down.
Yeah, he
I mean,
is. Well, their
guys got
quarterback is what we've had forever leading up to now. I mean, good
Mhm.
or bad, a guy that could mainly just run and could throw it kind of, but he had some passes that looked like, he fired him like way too hard. But that's like a vintage Husker quarterback from the 90s up until, whenever. I mean, we've had a lot of that too. So we have more of a classical quarterback, as it were, which is weird. I'm not used to that around here. So it's different for me too.
It is. Yeah. Well,
Well,
we might do that. Heck,
if we
what
have a bake sale for Dylan though, he's gonna eat all the baked goods. So
don't you
yeah,
dare.
that's right. He lost 10 pounds at some point. That's right.
Did. He looks great. I'm so impressed with the way he looks.
Yeah, me too.
Um, okay. If our O line holds up, they have to score at least 30 points to beat us, any team. That's what I believe. And you look around the Big Ten, teams aren't scoring that much. I thought, originally I thought, okay, I wish we played Michigan a little later in our schedule, but we get another chance at a Michigan team. We get to play Penn State later on in our schedule, and they may beat the heck out of us. But then again, if it's like Michigan, if we fix those things, we could beat Penn State.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, it's not like any of that's out of the realm of possibility, but just the fact that to me it's really simple. If the other team just blitzes or does stunts and twists, and this is a coaching thing, we look like we've never seen such sorcery before. It is just like they're flat-footed. They're looking for, we got Latovsky tackling a running back at one point. I mean, that's like NFL Films Follies videos type of shit that happens out there. And so that's like the book on us, just pressure and different things. And so far we can't cope. And or if the team has like a super physical D line, they're just gonna beat us down. So it's I don't know. It could be a dogfight, and a dogfight's fine. A dogfight is fine. I would just like to have some stability where I could be like, oh yeah, we're not gonna get Dylan injured today because the line's gonna protect him.
I love this comment by Gary Pierce. You want to read it for me?
I think the Michigan quarterback is mid. Why is he rated 5-star? Put Dylan in their side and they pummel us by 50.
Psha, easy.
Yeah, I don't know if they pummel us by 50 because they had a lot with their quarterback runs, but he would hit receivers that were open, whereas that guy, threw some air balls. So, I mean, I don't know. It's two different types of things. I think that guy is way more athletic, of course, and a diamond in the rough as far as the actual finer points of the passing. But I mean, he won. A lot of times we won because our quarterback could do things that the other one, so it's what are you going to do? Yeah.
So I actually believe 100% what Gary said. I think that Dylan Raiola is the best quarterback in the Big Ten.
I think if you're talking like optics and metrics, he could be. Um, he looks the part. That's the thing that's different about him. He looks the part. He has the pocket presence, all those things. Uh, I don't know. I mean, I don't know all the other Big Ten quarterbacks well enough, but he's good. You know, he's got pedigree. He's got coaching behind him, but he'll only go as far as, I was a big Denver Broncos fan. I was a Bears fan and a Broncos fan, both of them. And the Broncos lost forever, even though Elway was like the best quarterback ever in my mind. And then finally, they got him a running game and a running back and a defense, and then he
Mm,
won his 2 Super Bowls. So you
yeah.
can be as awesome as Dylan, but if you don't have the team around you,
You gotta have the team around you.
there you go.
You gotta have the team around you. And that's to Aaron Rostovsky's point right here. You know, this Jaden Mayava, he was a backup last year, you guys. Remember that. So
Minnie's
we just,
having
sorry.
hallucinations with thumbs, but that's
I
okay.
know. I'm so mad. I'm like, oh, it makes me so mad because he was a freaking backup. He was riding the
Mhm.
bench for more than half the season. Oh,
And
why
some people
Dylan
can,
isn't rated the best is because he needs exactly what you said, the players around him.
and just a little bit more of the, more of the scheme to work for him. There was that little bit where people were talking that Rule and Holgerson kind of had a dust up. I didn't really get to see it at the bar, but I think it was in that 2-minute drill. I mean, so that's the thing. I mean, that happens. That's not unusual, but it's like, got to make sure we're all on the same page too, because that doesn't help the players. If the head coach is doing one thing and you're bantering around, we don't have time for that. Get your shit together. I mean, I don't know how many times I yelled that at the screen at the bar, like, get your shit together. And then like other streams of profanity that probably offended a lot of people around us, but I didn't care. So it's just vexing that this far in, it's still the same thing. And that's what I'd said in the preseason. It was like, oh, we got 8 guys that can play on offensive line, they said over and over. 8
Hmm.
doesn't mean they play well. Like it just it is what it is. And then the defense now inexplicably can't tackle. And it's like every team has deficiencies. So last week when we had the Michigan guy on, he sounded like I did because he was like, we have problems at offensive line. We got problems here. We got, so it's like,
They figured it out though.
and that's the thing. They were missing one of their guards. I mean, if we were missing a guard, good God,
Could
what
you
would have happened?
imagine? Oh my Lord.
Yeah.
Oh my Lord. What would have happened? But I saw a few backups in there. I saw Tyler Kanak played.
Hmm.
Sometimes they even brought in an extra offensive lineman on
I
some
think they brought
plays.
in Corcoran and like did some other stuff with it. Yeah, it was, I mean, you know, plus points for the creativity, but it needs to, just needs to work.
Yeah.
Like, that's all. Just have something that works. They did. The receivers did look good. I mean, Barney's just awesome. I mean, he forced his way into the end zone on that Hail Mary. For as
That
like
was
small as he is, he
fan freaking tastic.
walked through it. That was unbelievable.
If that doesn't make Nebraska football highlights over the years, I don't know what I mean. He's smaller than the other guys, other 4 defenders around him. How did he
Yeah.
come down with that? I'm still in awe. How did
Hmm.
he do that?
We were hoping it was going to be like a double Hail Mary game. We thought that would be like, the new shirt, the new whatever, there's
Oh, yeah.
the catch, the Miracle Missouri, the run, the this, the that, like the double Hail Mary, like hit 2 of them or something. That would have been phenomenal.
Ah,
And we were hoping against hope all day long, and then knowing full well, watching that line and the way other parts of the team, yeah, he is a little savage.
Um, in the game, I don't know how many in chat were actually at the game, but I loved how, um, to get it. I mean, it was a loud crowd. To get people hyped up, they would have like Ja'Cory Barney screaming at them on the Jumbotron, going, "Come on, Husker Nation, I want to hear you guys." And he'd be like, "Ready, go, Big Red." And they would like screaming it. And it was so cool. I love that. And then there were sometimes where they would show Bud Crawford,
Hmm.
and his boxing and him wearing the mouth guard with the N. That was really great when they did things like that.
Oh, that's cool. I'm glad they can incorporate that. I mean, and again, credit to Rule, the podcast thing, whatever, but he's pulling out every stop. Having Crawford is like our version of USC with Snoop Dogg. It's like our street cred kind of a thing. So I bet they did. If the game was at night, maybe we would have won. Maybe the drunk fans would have been even louder. Like
We
that
were
seems
loud.
to
We
tip
were
it
loud.
sometimes.
Last time we were this loud, I lost my voice. This time I lost my hearing.
Oh wow.
I'm certain of that. I'm like, I can't hear out of this ear.
It can be that way if you get somebody beside or behind and just yeah, I've had a few games like that too, but usually I lose my voice as well. Like probably by halftime, it's just gone.
Yeah. There was not very many blue or yellow t-shirts in the stadium. There were a few. And for the few, I have one thing to say to you guys. Actually, one thing to say to the Huskers that sold their tickets to you. Shame on you.
Oof.
Shame, shame.
Tires are getting slashed
Mm.
and he'll find you.
I
You
stayed
could
at
kind of see them. It was weird. They were strewn out through the crowd like many aerial shots. You would see some here and there. Like a lot of times you'd have that one visitor section V. Didn't really see as much of that, but it was like interspersed just randomly, 2 or 3 people. Yeah.
yeah. Brian, I didn't think that it was a mistake to have beer in the stadiums. I didn't think people were more rowdy than usual. I mean, I feel like they were just normal Husker fans. I really did not, I personally didn't see a difference. I didn't drink at the game because, of course, guess what? They don't serve White Claws there.
I thought they had that
Nope.
fake whatever that
Nope.
stuff is. Oh,
They
none of
serve
them?
something called neutral, I think is what it's called.
It's gotta be the same, Minnie. It's
It is
it's like
not.
seltzer
No,
with
it's
booze.
vodka. I have no idea. I don't
Oh,
like things like that.
mm. I can't imagine, honestly. I was talking to the bartender at the Kincaidor down here by me, and he goes to games off and on, and he said he can't see logistically how people would be getting drunk in the stadium on the beer that they have there because just for the sheer effort it would take to get one. I think they only sell 2 per person, so it's
Mhm.
like, yeah,
Yeah. So our Michigan fan is back. Hi, Les, here to gloat, and he says, with all those gimmicks, it doesn't even matter basically because Michigan was the better team, and he's not wrong.
they were the better team, but we missed a field goal. We stepped out of bounds on a sure touchdown pass. There was a targeting call that didn't get called. You know, I don't know. There was that. There were a couple other things.
That
We
was
went
so
for it on
rude.
4th. We missed, so it's like you could be the better team and you were. You took advantage of the mistakes. There you go. So that's what a good team does. But that doesn't mean that you ran us out of our own building or even beat us handily. It felt like it at times as a fan, but still, we lost by 3. So not too bad for a team that has a shit offensive line and one running back and a D line that can't get home on anything. So
Yeah.
there you go.
No, I'm aware that, we have to sell tickets to Michigan fans. I'm talking about the ones that are, sporadic
Oh
throughout
yeah.
there because there's actually a Michigan section. So,
Yeah.
um, there was one other comment that I liked. Okay, Vince Watson says, "What? No clearance wine in the stadium? No, and I couldn't even find wine either. All it was things in a bottle. Who does I mean, no offense to anyone watching, but I don't always want things coming out of a can to drink.
Yeah, but you're not gonna. They don't want. They're not gonna have glass. I mean, that's just a logistical thing.
That's fine.
Uh,
Serve it in a little, plastic cup. I'll drink out of that. I'm okay. It's fine. But yeah, so I ended up drinking water and Gatorade. I did have, however, which this goes against everything that I believe in, I did have a red hot dog.
oh, good. Fairbury Frank. How was it?
It was really good.
Same as any other hot dog, just red. But yeah,
Just
they're good.
red. Yeah, it was really delicious. So,
Minnie's highfalutin. You
what
got
do you
that right,
mean?
Keen.
What do you mean?
Like fancy. Highfalutin.
No, I'm not. No,
So you
it's
didn't try the Husker Crusher?
okay. Seriously.
You said you may try a Husker beer because there were
That's
two,
really me
and this
like
one's got a little
trying
bit of lemon in it. So
it's trying to like get myself, a little motivational talk there. I might try it. But no, I don't drink beer. I know.
ah, yeah, you
I
don't want
am
to be fat
weird.
like me and Greg.
Yeah. It's not even that. I just never found the taste of it very good.
I didn't either. I worked on it. Took years. I'm there.
How many years?
So 20 some odd plus. I don't know. It took me a lot of experimentation, but I'm finally getting it down. It's good. It's good stuff.
So you like beer now?
Yeah, I
Which
do.
do you prefer, beer or wine?
Actually, wine, if I'm thinking about it,
Mhm.
because beer just kind of just carbs you up. Wine is a lot smoother. So yeah,
See who's highfalutin now, guys.
I do have fancy tastes. Anybody that knows me knows that. So yeah, I'm a snob. I'm fine with it. Come at me, bro.
Thank you, Vince, for understanding. That was
Read the
a
comment, Minnie.
I'm not gonna say what he called it. I did have a hot dog, so baby steps, yes.
It's all right.
Yeah. Okay, so
Thanks, Keen. I try.
you know what? That's basically, I mean, we basically covered all the notes that I had for the game. I just, I really believe that our defensive line is weaker than our offensive line in total. I don't think
Mm.
we're going to face a defense quite as strong as what Wink Martindale put together.
He
I
really pressed his luck.
Yeah, he did. He did. He
Or it
brought
was actually his tic tac toe. That was Twink Martindale. My bad.
he brought all of the guys up to the line of scrimmage in certain plays. It's like, what the heck is going on here? It's
Well, and
unbelievable.
that's the thing, and that's the confusion for the offensive line that they didn't know how to handle it or couldn't, or were physically unable to handle it. So yeah, I mean, it's a lot. Lost my mic. Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, credit to them. They won the game. They did what they had to do. It's frustrating on our end because we just didn't again put together. And the thing was, this was winnable. It was a game we could have done it. They were not some you know unbelievable force. We could have won this game. So I mean, it's better that we fought. We came back from mistakes. It's the incremental improvement that some of us talk about. Um, Still hurts. Hurts
Mm.
to lose to a Big Ten team. Hurts to lose to Michigan. Yeah, no way other way to slice it.
Even if it's that close. Um, I
And
honestly,
Bauer, yeah.
what do you say?
He
Oh,
did. We had no answers. Yeah.
I, last year when we came close to beating Ohio State, national champions, of last year, I felt really good because I felt like we played a hard game and we put them to the test. We caught them by surprise. I feel like Michigan caught us by surprise.
Yeah, a little bit.
We knew,
Well,
I mean, we did know the running backs were going to run. We knew that they were going to rush. We knew all that. It's just, it felt like it was more not as prepared for.
well, and the Michigan guy we had on last week, it was TJ was his name. He'd said it that they were after that Oklahoma game. It was kind of like the gloves were off and they were going to run that quarterback much
Mhm.
more. And really, they didn't. They ran him just enough to keep us off balance, but I mean, that was it, you know. And again, but it's missed assignments, missed tackles, and those are things that hopefully can be cleaned up. Um, I'm not doom and gloom for the rest of the season, but I also don't feel as good as I did coming out of our first 3 games, even though 2 of them were warm ups, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. I think our next ranked opponent at this point is it's not Minnesota, it's not Northwestern, so I think it's USC November 1st.
I think that would be it. Yeah. And then Penn State later, if they're still,
November
which
12th.
they will be, but
Yeah.
I don't know anybody that's going to creep up into it. I don't know how Michigan State's even doing. I mean, they're not going to be ranked when we play them, of course, but
Yeah.
in Iowa, no, you know. So yeah, I think just those two.
Yep. And then Michigan, when I looked at their schedule is actually pretty cupcake. If I'm not mistaken, they have
It
Ohio State at the
it
end.
eases up, and they got Ohio State. Yeah, it's like, I mean, we got Maryland, don't we? At some
We have
point.
Maryland, and I know Maryland looked a little more stronger than what we thought of Maryland, but
Mhm.
honestly, I believe 100% that they're beatable. I
It's
do.
hard saying. Those guys love that coach, and they play for him. I mean, they said he lost the team and all that, but he's 3-0 right now. So it's like, you
Yeah,
know,
everyone in the Big Ten was that way because we all played cupcakes.
mhm.
So you have to remember that just because they did well against freaking Wisconsin. So what? It's Wisconsin.
Yeah, Wisconsin's on their way out. They're no good.
Yeah, here's the besmirching part, Tony. Are you happy for this? There's absolutely no hope for Luke Fickle and his guys. And guess what? It doesn't look like they're able to get rid of Luke Fickle anytime soon either because they can't afford it.
He's got a big buyout, huh? Wow, good.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's kinda good on both ends because then it makes them bleed money for a while, but then eventually they'll have to get rid of him, and then it destabilizes them. We love you too, Tony. I can't. My computer is not fancy.
You can't even make a heart with your hands.
I got
Try to.
nerve damage in this hand. What do you want from me? So,
Oh,
yeah,
well, there's another way you can do it. Like,
I
I
I
don't know. It's
I'm
like,
not doing that. It's okay. Minnie's got enough heart for the both of us, Tony. It's okay.
yeah. It's so. Anyways, Maryland looked great against Wisconsin. Anybody, maybe even Northwestern, might look good against Wisconsin. I don't even know if they play each other, but that's all I'm saying.
No. Yeah, I mean, I think we'll be it's not doom and gloom to the point that we're gonna have a bad season. But I'd said it before, 8 wins is better than last year, but it's still disappointing if that's all we get. Gotta get at least to 9. You know, that's I think that's more than attainable in this alleged 3-year jump that we've talked about with Rule since forever. 2 more games than last year. That's all you gotta do, and then get to the bowl. Don't win the ninth game in the bowl game. Win
Look,
it during the season.
baby steps. We will take it as a fan
Ooh,
base.
Wisconsin is Michigan's next game. Ooh,
Ooh, ooh.
be funny as hell if Wisconsin somehow beat them. That would invalidate all the good feelings we have right now about how awesome
Are
we
you
are.
freaking crazy?
I'm here, aren't I?
Let's just keep our that thought to ourselves, okay? We're not going to even put that out in the universe.
Okay.
Take that back.
I'm
Wisconsin has no chance. I mean, even if
I'm just
Michigan played their
saying it
third string, I don't think Wisconsin has a chance.
I'm just saying stranger things have happened.
That
You
would
heard it
be,
here first.
oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh, I didn't realize that. Hey, Husker Bob says if Maryland beats Washington next week, they will
Oh.
be ranked. That's actually plausible then.
Hmm.
Maryland's probably as good as Washington. So that'll be a good
Hmm.
game to watch.
Interesting. I didn't realize that was a possibility. Oh,
Uh,
good call out, Husker Bob. We'll be
Yeah,
watching.
Bob. Thank you. Okay, anything else for tonight, Fred?
I really don't have anything. I just, yeah, I don't know. I'm just kind of run down from that game and the hype,
Why?
just the hype that came to it, and the fact that I drank the Kool-Aid and thought we would win, and then we didn't. And
My God.
oh, Les, I've only had half of the Crusher, and I had one whole Starburst. It's an IPA, and then I was just sipping on just a little bit. I had barely anything of product placement from dinner. Big Bold Red from Cellar 426 in
That's
Ashland.
beautiful. I like that bottle.
Yeah, very cool bottle. Good wine too.
And
It's
from
they don't sell it
Ashland?
at Walgreens, so it's you'll have to,
Darn.
yeah, got to get it when you come back to Nebraska.
Hopefully that'll be soon. By the way, I never know the names of restaurants I go to, but I had dinner at an Italian restaurant right across the street from the Graduate,
Oh,
really authentic Italian, and had the best Italian food I've ever had anywhere. Not only that, the server, her name was Anna, tall redhead, beautiful girl, graduated from Nebraska.
oh,
She was my waitress, and both nights. So
oh.
if you guys ever are in the area in Lincoln, go
Was
say
it
hi to Anna.
Charles Hullett said, was it
Vincenzo was-
Vincenzo's? I was trying to figure
Yes,
out which one it was.
yes, that was it.
Yeah.
Vincenzo's.
Never been to the Lincoln one. They had or two or three different ones up here in Omaha, and they were under different ownership per restaurant. But one was pretty good for a while, but it closed. I've never been to that one down there. If we go to a nicer place in the Haymarket, we usually go to the Oven. It's an Indian restaurant, but
Yeah,
I'll
that's
try
the
the
one.
V's down there. Yeah.
I loved it. It was, and the second night I got tiramisu. Oh, to die for. Just so good. Great food. So, anyways, fun story. I got to I went there with my brother-in-law Ty, who's single. Okay. And I'm always trying to hook Ty up. And they literally hit it off. The only problem is there's a slight age difference.
Ah,
She's 23 and I think he's 61. 60 maybe. I'm like, well, stranger things have happened. But
is his
yeah.
last name Belichick? Because that kind of
Oh,
a thing.
that's a good point. There was one thing that I wanted to talk about. Something about Bill Bell. Oh yeah, Frost is looking good at UCF. That one. Who would have thunk it?
I
Scott.
would, because it's a low level of competition. He can thrive there. That Belichick team it's a mess. It's not
Mhm.
going to do anything. Like, so he beat him. That's good. What I was kind of actually hoping he'd win over Belichick. I don't care. For all my Frost animus, it's like it's fine. I got tired of the Belichick hype. He's not what he was in the NFL. It's a different thing. It's a different game. So yeah, let's beat him enough times, put him out to pasture, and be done with them over there. And Frost can just do whatever. Again, just quit talking about us. Leave
Yeah.
us alone. Don't mention Nebraska anymore. Right
Keep
off into the
it
sunset.
out of your mouth.
Yeah. Take
Even
your
though you were
buyout
born and
and
raised
get
here.
your Big 12 teams that suck and leave us alone. All you got
Okay.
to do.
Okay. All right, Fred. I'm going with what you say because you've been a Husker fan much longer than me. and I'll abide by that.
There you go.
I like what Sam said to begin with, though. He says it's one game. We know where we need to improve a lot. That being said, Dylan is carrying this team on his back and just needs a little more time to sling it. He does need to learn to run more, though. Other than that last sentence, 100%. I agree. I don't want Dylan running. I don't want him getting hurt. I think we need to protect the quarterback at all costs. And yeah, just let Dylan be Dylan.
Yeah, I mean, there's times he could try to run, but there's nowhere to run to when the line's collapsing around him. There was a couple times he could have. One time he tried to bootleg out, but he ran right in, because there was pressure. And then theoretically, you could step up into the pocket and run past the pass rush, but we were all jammed up, and he's going to run into the stack anyway. So it's like my thought, and my friend's thought too, is a couple times throw like a quarterback draw on the short yardage, just a little bit. Nothing where he has to, because he'd probably get tired after running like 6 yards anyway, but like a fucking 2 yard run out of the gun or a bootleg action, something where he just kind of, because they wouldn't expect it.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, you're right. He's carrying the team. We got to sling it more. And we got the weapons. We got the receivers and the quarterback and the running back and tight end too. And we got some tight ends out there. So it's like, just use them as quickly as possible instead of this 7-step drop, watch them get murdered thing over and over again. That's painful. Can't do it. Won't win by doing it.
It's true. All right. Well, next. Oh, guys, before I forget, please play along. This is going to be a fun little thing that we do next week. If you guys would all be so kind as to send a picture, it doesn't have to be when you were 18, it could be whenever, but 18 ish. If you could send it to, and I'll write the email here you can send it to either one, hooch3600@gmail.com. That's Greg's email. Send a picture of yourself next week because it is the eve of my 50th birthday. And I can say that out loud now without cringe because it's there. Or you can send it to me, huskerminnie@gmail.com. Either way, so we can just have a show and tell next week. Maybe we can guess who's who too. Not that we have pictures to, guess who. But Fred, I can't wait to see yours. Even John said he would play.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
They had photography back when John was
Apparently
17.
Holy they did.
Shit.
Yeah.
Were they outside of like one of those mud houses and, it took like 5 minutes for the light to flash and John was handlebar beard and wow.
Yeah,
I
but
can't wait to see
I
John's
want
as
a
well.
picture of everyone in chat. Please send them in because I would love this. If you guys would do that, that would make me my birthday so happy. And yeah, I guess that's it for now.
Sounds
Fred,
good.
you did great. Thank you so much, Fred.
Oh, you did great too, Minnie. Glad to be here. Had a good evening. Got a bye week, so we all got some time to chill, take the temperature down a little bit, and you're ready for Sparty in 2 weeks.
Yes, and next week I'm hoping that we get a Michigan State person on.
Oh, cool. Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds
All
good,
right.
guys. We'll see you Thursday.
See everybody. Go Big Red.
All right. Go Big Red.